What's good, YouTube? Is YVNG Taz back with another one. This time we're going to react to Tommy G investigating the unredacted Epstein files. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't think it's more that I really need to say on this. Y'all know what's going on. Hey, Ark, how are you doing? I'm doing my intro. Everything I read to is live on the Twitch channel. It's going to pop up. I don't even want it to pop up with his stuff, but it's gonna pop up. Support is free. You already watch all the reactions, so come see it live. And we're gonna jump into it.
Perhaps the greatest intelligence asset of all time, connected to everything from child trafficking, arms deals, and the world's most successful blackmail operation implicating the global elites.
But how your day been, Art?
And after months of U.S. leaders like Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and Kash Patel denying the files even existed.
And you only got here on time if you want to see this one. This one, I've been wanting to watch this video since it dropped, but it's been here.
The Department of Justice dropped over 3 million supposedly unredacted Epstein files. Today we head to Washington, D.C. to speak with politicians that have seen the raw documents. And we asked them what they've uncovered, how deep does Epstein's operation...
All right, let's be real, bro. Nobody has ever taken their time out to read 3 million pages of anything. So they're finna only tell us parts that they've seen. Let's go on and nip that in the bud now.
And who are the co-conspirators that we should be investigating further? We also tackle questions of Epstein's substantial connections to Israel, as well as darker conspiracies surrounding the elite satanic cabal. We will also be joined by journalists who have done extensive research on Epstein.
Wait, Art, do you know anything about this situation? Have you heard about it?
Had the time to cover, or due to foreign pressure, do not wish to discuss. Let's dive in.
And the war going on too, while all this was supposed to be unwrapping. We're so cooked, man. We're so cooked. Mari, how are you? I'm chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying? I start work soon, but doing everything I need to do till then. Not right now, though, currently. Like, at the moment, I'm like, yeah.
We're just outside the White House.
Wait, what'd that say? Something live in peace? Something we can live in peace.
We're just outside the White House. There's
green apples. I love you some green apples, bro.
Protesters, our greatest.
I'm trying to eat like a lot better now too.
Right now,
he's there too.
The public is finding out some of the contents of the unredacted Epstein files, and what we're learning is making us sick.
My last name appears in a lot of none of that. Let's just say, man. Wait, me and Reggie sat through and read this. I feel like I guess your last name.
And some of the most powerful, influential men on the planet and in our country.
How do I read apples and
they're hiding? They're trying to cover
I'm an L reader, bro.
They're trying to act
clearly
like it's
an L reader.
Big deal. I mean, we have our
like
FBI director lying under oath. We
green
have
or purple
Pam
grapes,
Bondi saying that there's nothing to be seen here. Howard Lutnick, our Treasury Secretary, says only went to his next door neighbor's house once and never again. But then we see him bringing his kids to an island of a file and.
You only hung out with the dude once. Ain't nobody ever hung out with somebody one time.
Africa. So we're going to be speaking with senators and representatives that have.
And backtrack, he said he took his kids out to the island. But you ain't got nothing to do with it.
Seen the unredacted files and are leading the
fight
to release them. So that we, the public, we the people, know what is going on with our country. We're a few minutes from the congressional.
I love his little smiley face tattoo.
We'll be having our first meeting.
You can guess my last name doesn't start with an M? Or like, what's the first letter? Because like I said, me and Reggie read some of it. Like, we actually sat down and read some of it on stream.
You just got back from the DOJ. Did you get your hands on unredacted files?
Some, yes. Some files I was looking for today weren't in the database.
I've heard about her name so much, bro.
Nancy Mace is one of the few Republicans that is using her voice to demand the Epstein files be released.
That's who she is. Nope, see?
Is with the Epstein.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Art. Maybe not. I don't think I can guess that. See, no matter what I say, it's gonna sound racist. I don't even want to guess no more. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's with every single man, woman, and child who's ever been abused and never gets justice.
And some of the files I looked at were still
redacted. I don't want to guess.
So that's a problem. And the excuse that the DOJ gives you is that this is the way the data was provided to them, so it's not their fault. The most important document is a co-conspirator document on investigations into co-conspirators. That is.
Yeah, you can't. See, now you're making me want to. It's not even yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna guess it all.
Still fully redacted. And I want the co-conspirator information. I want to know who was investigated and not charged. I want to know why there were so many plea deals and so many immunity deals only to put one person in jail. This doesn't make sense to me. How do you have thousands of victims and one accomplice?
What does that make you think if you were going there as a congresswoman to the DOJ and it's still redacted?
But this is going to go down as one of the greatest conspiracies, or one of the greatest cover-ups, excuse me.
Also,
one of the greatest
I would have made the
cover-ups
guess it would have been so
American
racist,
history.
by the way.
And who is responsible for the cover-up?
A lot of people.
Everybody.
We're talking about multiple administrations, multiple DOJs, multiple FBIs. This goes back to the Bush era. These are prosecutors, these are solicitors, these are law enforcement agents that are basically letting these guys walk free because they have a title or a tiara or a B by their name for a billionaire, or maybe they're rich and famous. I saw lots of names in there, and I'm going to be sending a long list of names to the Oversight Committee asking them to come testify. And I'm not saying those people are criminals. I'm not saying they did anything. I'm just saying I think they have information that would be very...
Come on, man. Yeah, Sabrina, open that door again. Not criminals. Come on, man. Our name just in there for no reason. Come on, man.
Very valuable to the victims and the American people.
What was it? I was gonna say Cortez or something, or Coartes. That's why I was like, when you said it's not Mexican, I was like, I'm not gonna guess no more. So
We are on our way to the Department of Justice. We're going to be interviewing a congressman fresh after he sees the redacted files. So I think it's important to get your news from unbiased sources. And that's why the sponsor of today's episode is Straight Arrow News.
That right there, I'm sorry.
Lifestyle, sports. Let's go find out what...
Just keep it pushing, bro.
So we're here in front of the Department of Cover-Up, one of the Department of Justice buildings.
See, when you say stuff like that,
our congressman to come out
what I say is no longer feels racist. Who's he? Oh, that's I forgot his name, but he was in his last two videos.
Ro Khanna alongside Thomas Massey, the man spearheading the bipartisan push to have the files released. We catch him as he's exiting the DOJ fresh from seeing unredacted documents. Here's what he found out. Tell us about what you saw in there and what the access you got.
It was the second time I was there. It's a small cubicle. There are about 4 computers, and you sit in there, you type in the Bates numbers, and then you see the documents. Some of them you get to see the unredacted version. The problem is, a lot of the documents you see, they still have the redactions. And, the question is really, who are they protecting? Why?
I'm about to say, why is it so much that's actually redacted, though? Or also, why we say redacted to just not stay hidden? Because it was really hidden.
Why are they covering up some of these men, and why were these files from in March at the FBI?
Senator Durbin claims his office was told that the FBI was pressured to scrub through volumes of Epstein-related documents and to, quote,
all them lights for that street. I don't remember DC looking like that. That's got to be new since I went, which is also 10 plus years ago. But,
through volumes of Epstein-related documents and to, quote, flag any mentions of President Trump.
Right now, guys, I think we're in an extreme moral predicament in this country.
Everybody's morally incorrect.
And I don't care. We need to forget Democrat, Republican, and realize that this is actually something that can unite us, the people back home. I think we all have very common things that we want. We want our government not to be having sex with children and covering up for the people that are.
Facts.
We want affordable housing. We want health care that works for us. We want politicians that tell us the truth.
He went 4 for 4. If you disagree, we got a lot of catching up to do, because clearly you don't care about other people like I do, or he does. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's 4 for 4. If you think otherwise, argue with your mama about it, not me. Oh, stop.
We're here for an interview with Senator Rubin.
New Orleans versus LA right now. It's the basketball game, man.
Just this week, we've had unredacted drops start coming out. Did you get the impression that guys like Mike Johnson were trying to delay this as much as possible?
Yeah. Who's this? Is Ruben Gallego, a former Marine and current Arizona senator, and he's one of the key figures from the Senate pushing for the release of the documents, and here's his take on what's unfolding.
We'll give credit where credit is due, right? When the vote actually happened, the Republicans voted for it.
Interesting.
But they did everything possible to avoid the vote altogether. And I got into it with little Mike in front of his office because
little Mike.
he was holding up a woman who's a friend of mine, who won her congressional seat and held her up for more than 40-something days, because if she would have gotten sworn in, then she would have signed the discharge petition, which would have forced the vote, right? So he absolutely was covering up for the.
What do you think Speaker Mike Johnson's motivation was?
Right? So he absolutely was covering up for the.
What do you think Speaker Mike Johnson's motivation was for delaying the files?
Because he does not want to get sides with the president. The president knows that there's a lot of dirty shit about him and his friends and all his rich, powerful friends in there. And the best thing he could do is just to avoid it altogether and avoid having the vote. So he would just rather do that than actually deal with the reality that the president, at least knew about the was happening at Epstein and other places, and a lot of the rich friends that were
what is he blurring out?
Also, with Epstein, and those rich friends, by the way, aren't just Democrats and aren't just Republicans. They're like, people that are very powerful and friends with all sides, but they need to be exposed too.
We get taxed too damn much to not.
If everybody gets taxed, if everybody's hidden stories get shown out to light, bro, we're not gonna have a government, bro. We're gonna be cooked.
Man, accountability.
They're all hiding something.
I can't even go to
what is that road purse on that bag?
Emergency room without paying $800. While they are on private pay, all the people that make the laws up here, they're on their own fancy insurance. If you get elected, your job is to serve your country and serve your people to the highest degree. And right now we have all these people in office that are just unanimously doing what most of us don't want. And I think we have to put our foot down a little bit. I think people have to go to prison.
We need people to vote.
There needs to be a heavy wave of public accountability.
That's the first step.
We need to vote. I don't even recognize the country I'm living in anymore. I believe America is a great place.
Just all the hidden stuff is coming to light.
Much, much better when we get people that actually care about the people in office.
Actually, you need to click that too. Go vote.
No, buy my merch instead. Actually, that's good transition. Guys, we have anti-government t-shirts launching. They look like this. They look like this.
Evict the serpents, courage above. I'm not gonna lie, that's low-key tough.
These are badass shirts that help you take a stand against what is happening.
Those are low-key tough. Those are low-key tough, I'm not gonna lie.
Howdy. Hello. How are you?
Good.
Tommy.
Yeah.
This is Eric Swalwell. He's a representative and currently the front runner in the California governor race to take over as Gavin Newsom runs for president. Eric has questioned both Kash Patel and Pam Bondi under oath, and here's what he had to say about that experience.
For president?
The Epstein files.
Yeah.
I saw you question Kash Patel under oath.
Yeah.
What was that like? What'd you learn?
I mean, world-class bullshitter, 24-karat liar to Congress. And that's what I started Bondi with today, which is I asked Kash, I said, how many times was Trump's name in the files?
It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be
1,000 times. I do know this dude, bro.
Is it at least 500 times?
I've seen this actual video.
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country.
And it turns out I should have started at like 38,000, right?
Folks, what's said about President Trump in this latest file release is concerning. Representative Ted Lieu said that the files contain allegations of
Donald Trump children, Donald Trump threatening to children.
However, Trump has interpreted the release of these files much differently, and when asked about it, he said 3 times within 20 seconds,
I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated, and I've been totally exonerated, and I've been totally exonerated.
Needless to say, it will be interesting to see whether U.S. presidents mentioned in the files like Clinton and Trump will ever have to submit to further investigation.
They both almost in the grave, bro. At this point, it's too late for them. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you.
I didn't start high enough, and so I just wanted the Attorney General today to understand the reason so many of the survivors were present and pissed is because the last time someone from the Department of Justice came, they were lied to.
A lot of Americans are suspecting that our FBI director lied under oath.
He
definitely did.
Absolutely lied under oath. And that the punishment for lying is what they are trying to do against all of their enemies. And I'm just saying, just tell us the truth right now.
Do you think it's possible that the director...
Wait, what happens if you lie the truth under, what's it called? Up to 5 years. That's it. 5 years and some fines.
Lied under oath.
I think it's possible.
And what is the punishment?
I'm thinking it's gonna be crazy.
Well, it's a crime, so punishable with prison time. To say that there's no evidence in those files is just a flat-out lie.
The reason they know they can lie under oath is because they are anticipating this president give them a pardon.
Spitting.
I guess first of all, let's just clear the air. Did you visit the island?
No.
Okay.
This is Mark Kelly, a former NASA astronaut and a current senator from Arizona, and he's on the short list of Democratic candidates who may run for president in 2028. Here's what he had to say about this Epstein drama.
A lot of people are coming out in the unredacted files that are still redacted somehow.
I actually just went to Space City. What's it called? I genuinely didn't care about a single lick of it.
It appears we have from
But
the
hey,
top
Eli, how you
down
doing?
a concerted effort to push us under the rug. Can you
Space
describe
is
this
so
from your
boring
point
to
of
me.
view?
Well, in the unredacted files, right, they unredacted some of the victims' names, so they get thrown out there. The names of co-conspirators, which were supposed to be
being
unredacted,
born or the
are
first
still
part of
redacted.
life?
So they couldn't even get this straight. And we now have the ability to go over to DOJ and
You can
log
tell he
on to
works
some
on
kind of computer. They have like 4 terminals for 535 members of Congress.
So they're
You do
making
that
this
math.
purposely difficult to do.
I think so.
So then the question people have is, who actually committed the crimes?
You named.
Imagine being on the moon looking at Earth. Yeah, but imagine being on Earth looking at the moon. It'd be the same thing. For what, 7, 8 months of travel? I forgot. I don't know how long it is. Doing all right. How about you? All y'all are just doing all right, but nah, I'm doing good. I'm hot at the
6
moment.
guys
Like really
recently,
hot.
Right.
That should be investigated
Really?
further.
Sultan Ahmed
Wait a lie, did you watch the what's it called yesterday?
Dubai Ports World. Leslie
The
Wexner,
Red Moon or
who
Blood
was
Moon, whatever it's
labeled
called.
as a co-conspirator by the FBI.
And there are more names I found today that I'm going to ask if those redactions were appropriate.
Can you speak to how this current administration seems to be covering things up?
Well, I will tell you, it's under the Trump administration that this information is coming out.
How is all this information even coming out anyway if it's been going on for years and years? Who snitched? Like, how all this really start? Because I don't know how it all really started. I just know what's happening behind it.
Biden didn't do it. Obama didn't do it. Bush
Not
didn't
really,
do
hold
it.
on.
So I want to give a lot of credit to the president for signing this into law.
Would you put Trump on that list?
No, I would not. I mean, Trump is exonerated in the files. He got rid of Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. I mean, he called law enforcement. He talked to the FBI. He talked to the police. I mean, he was like the only whistleblower. Back in the early 2000s, I mean, that was Donald Trump.
Yeah, and I think they're keeping people hidden.
Is she saying he was
Right?
innocent?
Remember what
I know that's not
Patel
what she's
said
saying.
A number of years ago. That
Hold on, bro. Let's listen to her one more time.
Exonerated and signing this into it. Trump
Administration seems to be covering things up.
Redactions were appropriate.
Let's
Can you speak
backtrack
to how
this
this
real quick.
current administration seems to be covering things up?
Well, I will tell you, it's under the Trump administration that this information is coming out.
Yeah.
Biden didn't do it. Obama didn't do it. Bush didn't do it. So I want to give a lot of credit to the president for signing this into law.
Would you put Trump on that list?
She's BSing. Okay.
No, I would not. I mean, Trump is exonerated in the files.
She wouldn't put him on the list? Yeah, she's bullshitting me.
He got rid of Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. I mean, he called law enforcement. He talked to the FBI. He talked to the police. I mean...
So he did the basics. The one that a morally good person would do. But he's not... But she's about to piss me off.
Like the only whistleblower. Back in the early 2000s, I mean, that was Donald Trump.
Yeah, and I think they're keeping...
She about to piss me off, bro. There's no way she just said all that, bro.
people hidden, right? And remember what Kash Patel said a number of years ago?
If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at
Donald Trump was
all.
only like in there, like, I don't know how many times he said. It was a small number of times. It's in there tens of thousands of
He's
times.
definitely on the list. No, literally, bro.
We just got out of Nancy Mace's.
Like him or not, if you say he's not on the list, I genuinely can't like you. Genuinely can't. Just facts, bro. Because you can't handle the truth and you can't state the truth, and I can't do that. As somebody who believes heavily in the truth, if you can't admit this, I don't want you around me.
His office, and
I don't want you around
he
me.
said that
Like him or
these
not,
files
bro.
have vindicated Trump.
Well, I haven't looked at millions of documents. I don't know how she has.
I believe Donald Trump has a lot of questions to answer.
Yo,
about,
get your freak ass on, bro.
what he knew, what was going on, whether he knew other people who were these girls.
I guess to say that Trump isn't forthcoming in this, I feel like I don't know how you
become
can
president.
interpret it in that fashion.
Well, he signed it into law. No other president has done that. So I think we have to give credit where credit is due. The documents that I want to see that aren't redacted, supposedly, allegedly, they weren't redacted by the Southern District of New York. That's not Trump that did that, okay? That is SDNY that submitted documents to the DOJ that were redacted. That they supposedly don't have that information.
There's no story here. That's what him and Vance and the whole, and Bondi and Patel were saying for months until this unredacted information hit.
Did someone email 38,000 times Donald Trump after 2019 when he was president? I don't know. But what I do know is that victims like Virginia Jeffrey Roberts vindicated Trump, that exonerated him. All of the victims that I have talked to have exonerated the president. Do I think this has been handled perfectly? Absolutely not. I don't think that's his fault. I think there are people that are giving him bad advice.
Is there anything?
I'm not gonna lie. I get what she's saying, but at the same time, like, even if he didn't do it, that was his homie. That's always just where I'm gonna end it at. Hey man, your homie is low-key an example of you to an extent. I'm just saying. I ain't saying he did it either, because obviously we don't know. We don't know. But I don't know. Let a turtle become president? Oh hell no. Besides Biden, of course. How about we just like get rid of presidents, bro? Just like, let me stop.
That you saw today, it could be even little information, but anything that you can give the
American do you like presidents?
What's really in the unredacted?
If not, who do you think we should follow as a country? Should we do like England and stuff, or like have like a royal family or something?
Bondi's DOJ leaked the names of hundreds of victims, but kept perpetrators' names redacted. And when asked if she would be investigating any of the actual criminals, she said this with the Epstein victim standing behind her.
I am deeply sorry for what any victim has been through.
She then tried to sidetrack by talking about how great the economy is.
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin.
Which is strange because at one point in her career, she was apparently serious about fighting sex trafficking.
Children are enslaved and abused. I knew we needed all hands on deck.
And while she doesn't seem interested in investigating anyone from the list, she does appear to be investigating the search history of every representative looking into the files.
Accusing Attorney General Pam Bondi of spying on their search history within the unredacted Epstein files.
This is Zach Fowers, an independent journalist who spent many...
That's the reason why most of the world got rid of monarchies. I think we're doing it the right way. We just need execution it up. Not get it. Yeah. Hey man, what that person saying in that one video, bro? It'll never get better till all the old ones die.
Hours
he might be right.
Digging into the Epstein files and documenting the web of suspects involved. Here's what he had to say about his research.
Honestly, about time all the 80, 70 and up died. It'd be like 20-ish years. So like 20 years. Yeah, 2046 don't even sound real, brother. I'm just gonna continue where we at.
Some politicians about the
2046 don't even sound real.
Finding it a little underwhelming what they're revealing.
No,
for example, I asked them about Israeli connections in the files. They said they didn't see any. What did you see?
Well, I think what anybody can see is the amount of people that are connected to the money, the politics, and the power structure that comes out of Israel, Mossad. Things like Ehud Barak, who was known to stay at Manhattan, which was given to him that Manhattan.
Bro, all you got to do is just find a country that got oil in it. Easy.
By Les Wexner, who is also the funder of and financier of the Mega Group, which was a group of philanthropic, quote-unquote, Jewish billionaires that
I hate that I know who he was.
Like the Ron Lauders and others that are in the Cabinet Association and the banking systems, and it all stems out of this country that came to us in the 40s from a declaration to the Rothschilds.
Tell us about Ron Lauder.
He is the heir of the Estee Lauder fortune. Big
Yo, I know him too.
Cosmetic brand. And the Estee Lauder fortune allowed him to make a lot of philanthropic moves. For example, he funds many Jewish and also anti-Semitic foundations like anti-Semitism. He is the president of the World Jewish Congress.
I don't know if this is verified, but I see that he's mentioned at least 1,000 times in the file so far.
Damn.
The name mentioned, yeah, but a lot of times with the numbers, there are duplicates, right? There are duplications. You can find articles dating back to 2010 when he's being mentioned as one of Bibi's closest associates. Bibi Netanyahu's closest associates.
Bro, everybody with money is best friends with everybody with money, bro. What are you talking about, bro? I'm gonna go bet on Yemen. Yemen has oil. Honestly, the whole area probably does, to be honest, now I'm thinking about it. What do they have to offer us, though? And if they could go to war, would they be an easy take? See, those two questions, you put them together, I think I just got you 100,000. I would like my 3%. Thank you.
Having the defense minister in his house. Epstein 36 times. So Epstein hosted Ehud Barak in his house 36 different times, verified.
All these Israelis,
Ehud
bro.
Barak was the defense minister under Bibi Netanyahu.
So to say the following, there is heavy Israeli involvement, there is heavy elite Jewish involvement. Is that anti-Semitic or factual?
It's not anti-Semitic, because you could get down to the grassroots of what the word anti-Semitism means and the fact that a Palestinian group would be just as Semitic as someone from Israel. But it's not anti-Semitic to look into the depths of the corruption of the Israeli government and their control over our ideology through things like surveillance, yes, but also just mass media ownership.
Every single representative.
Loki, that's the question I've always had, bro. Like, how does all that work behind the scenes? Somebody needs to go behind the scenes and like deep dive into all this for us, like just for one time. Let's keep firing rockets at our ships and shit. With the Jews again, didn't you make a video on them already? Look, he made another video, so I'm reacting to it. Come on, bro. Stay tuned, bro. Also, I think I've done like 5 videos based on Jews. Like, not even just from him, like from other people too. And I think I'm watching a video tomorrow on Jews. So, hey man, they got something we don't.
By question about the files, including
popularity,
one that has an Israel flag in front of his door, said that there is no known Israel connections. Why do you think they said that?
There's just too much involvement in not just these elites and their religion, but also their money.
So we're gonna keep them alive and keep farming them.
What's wrong, man?
I'll be so real. To this day, I've still never met a Jew in person. I've never even seen a Jew. Just keeping the book. I think I've seen more. Okay, I was gonna say something crazy. I've seen more Muslims. I'm thinking of stuff that's happening now. Iranians. I've even met a Ukrainian, a Russian. Like anything that's been recent times I've met, but Jews, I ain't never met one of them. Only ever seen them on the internet. They might be AI.
Yeah.
Stop.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
This is Julian Andrioni. The organization he works for, Dropsite News, has relentlessly covered the Epstein files and the Israeli ties within. Julian is their Capitol Hill reporter, boots on the ground, pressing our politicians for answers. Here's what we learned from him.
To me, I think you and Dropsite News are doing some of the best reporting on the internet right now. You've been covering the Epstein files extensively. If we've talked to
haven't met any juice
and
either.
We're not learning anything new that we haven't already seen.
Why'd you say
online.
juice?
No.
That's not even how I say it, bro.
No. Is that your experience as well?
I wouldn't say they're teaching us anything new. My boss over at Dropsite, Ryan Grimm, has been writing.
Who's the man, by the way?
He is the man. He's been writing a lot about it, and that's where we're finding out a lot of new stuff. Obviously, the DOJ has vast majority of the documents still redacted, even for members.
You just couldn't understand me. Like, how you Southern and don't understand me?
Members of Congress who've been invited
Southern,
to go read the unredacted.
I bet you never even been to the rodeo either.
That's unacceptable pursuant to the Epstein Files Transparency Act. It's illegal, and so
I'm
they're
actually not
violating
sure.
federal law. And I think that people who violate federal law should be prosecuted.
Why is everybody
My
here
worry
just
is
all
that
like
a lot of the
uppity, bro?
representatives are going to steer this into a particular bucket. Mostly, they're going to make it about Trump or a small group of people, and they're going to miss some of the bigger picture things like the arms dealing, the potential baby sacrifice, the Israeli connections. What should people know about what's really going on in the files?
I think
I think that your analysis at the beginning there is correct. I think that placing the blame on Trump entirely is convenient for folks who don't want to talk about some of the broader developments regarding intelligence, regarding foreign policy aims. I think that a lot of this was in service of a broader worldview. Folks who think that they can operate a pseudo-state and manipulate intelligence agencies that are supposed to be serving the people of a certain country that duly elect representatives to the halls of Congress, and I think we have the Epstein class and the Davos class sort of manipulating manipulating that to serve their own foreign policy aims. And newsflash, but they are not a government, so they cannot do that.
Dropsite News has frequently referred to the people involved in the files as the Davos or Epstein class, and their theory is that Epstein is not merely a CIA or Mossad operative, but actually a level above.
The kind of global elite as kind of organized around that Davos conference, or this Davos crew out there. Right. The CIA, it's more properly understood that CIA works for them. And Jeffrey Epstein was an integral player in that Davos set.
Meaning that Epstein's true purpose transcended the interests of any single one nation. It appears he was an asset used to advance the agendas of a transnational elite, and if this sounds like a conspiracy theory, just look at the files. They contain literal receipts of the Rothschilds hiring Epstein for a $25 million contract.
What about Israeli connections in the
We
files?
have covered that.
And how, as you and Dropsite have analyzed these files, are there Israel connections that we should be talking about?
Yes.
Obviously.
I've had DMs calling me hateful and anti-Semitic for connecting Epstein to Israel, but take a look at this. Dropsite News reporting shows that DOJ documents confirm that, quote, security
why am I getting Amber Alert, bro? Yeah, GG's, bro. So
and alarms were installed, as well as specialized surveillance equipment. And tell me in the comments if you think I'm crazy.
I don't
for
think we should
thinking
nuke
that Israel
anybody.
might have something to
That's
do
too
with
many
the
lies, and I don't want to be
Epstein
one of them.
Jeffrey Epstein was extremely close friends
We
in
need
his
to stop the
personal
whole
life
nuke
with
war, bro.
former
I'm not
Prime
gonna
Minister
lie.
Ehud Barak. He was using that
Call us
relationship
too?
and using his relationship to up their government.
Can I at least make it to 30 first? At least 30. Us too.
To manipulate foreign policy aims that he was interested in. He negotiated a back channel between the Israelis and the Russians during the Syrian civil war in order to install a new government in Syria. That was on behalf of Israel. On behalf of, negotiated arms transfers.
Let you be president? You think we want a woman as president? I'm joking. I'm joking.
Certain countries like the Cote d'Ivoire, Mongolia, Nigeria, other countries in Africa and in that region of the world.
President.
I'm not saying necessarily that he was working
Stopping
for
all
Israel.
wars.
Is it possible that he was working with a few different intelligence agencies and that he was kind of a broker to the highest bidder or to the best friend?
You're so right. I know we live in a patriarchy. Feels bad.
Yes,
and
that's
he gave
possible.
information. He was not a
and that's coming from a black
Mossad
man.
operator.
No.
Let's talk about the Israelis.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
Information. He was not
no weird stuff. He be just shit.
Strictly Mossad operator.
No.
Let's talk about the Israelis. I think a lot of young people are really
Why are they so close in that car?
Israeli angle to this.
Their
Can you speak more about that?
We just have no information until, that's why we need to go through the classified information in terms of what his connection was to our government's intelligence or foreign government intelligence. But unless you go and actually see those classified documents, there's no way of knowing.
I'll nuke everyone, us too. That's equality. So you would nuke the people that you're being a president over?
And can order someone to do it, and I think that there are unanswered questions.
I don't think that makes sense.
To get the truth out there.
A big question a lot of Americans have is conspiracy theories that we thought were so far out. Pizzagate, satanic rituals.
Yeah.
It seems like if you read some of these files, that these are possible theories to investigate now. What have you seen directly?
Ain't theories no more, bro.
Oh, look, I think some of those conspiracy theories are not true. What I can tell you is through the files is that there is clear evidence that Jeffrey Epstein raped underage girls. There's clear evidence that other people were involved in the rape of underage girls. And there's clear evidence that a lot of our nation's elite and global elite showed up to these islands and the ranch knowing that underage girls were being paraded naked or being raped. And you don't have to buy into conspiracy theories, which are not, in my view, true, to believe the fundamental point here, which is that there are 1,200 survivors who were denied justice, were treated as disposable, and the country's elite looked the other way.
Is there anything new?
1,200. I'm not gonna lie. I knew it was a lot, but I did not know it was that many.
New that you learned?
Honestly, no. Honestly, I think I thought it was more.
Learned in the last hour or so, even the littlest tidbit that you can break to the American people.
One email is about Epstein was dressing up as Jesus because while he was raping or committing assault on these underage girls, and it's just a level of sadism that is incomprehensible.
I guess in the category of people that are either should be investigated or what they were doing. Is it satanic rituals? Are they either should be investigated or what they were doing?
Like a sulfuric. Oh, that's the acid thing.
Rituals. Are they sacrificing babies?
I didn't see any of the satanic stuff. The shrimp, the pizza, the grape soda, a lot of those emails, it just wasn't what you thought it was. And some of the emails about a 10-year-old or an 11-year-old was a female, I believe. I couldn't see the attachment.
Believe? Come on, bro. Nancy Mace. Come on, bro.
Presumably it was their child, right? They were sending a convicted pedophile a picture of their kid. I don't know why that is. I haven't seen any conspiracy theories that are true. Not yet. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying it's not yet.
Can it be possible? I hope it's not.
Get her out the video.
But like at this point, we have to investigate everything, and we also have to investigate whether, legitimately, if Epstein was, killed by the government to cover up for all these rich men, because there's a lot of questions I think that legitimately we should be asking right now.
After you've seen some of these files, do you think these have possibility?
Yes. You don't talk about jerky and pizza and cheese and soda pop. Like, I've been to a couple multimillionaires' houses, one billionaire's house. They don't eat anything that isn't like organic, pre-prepared by some person who's catering or a chef. They have a waiter walking around. There's people walking around with glasses of things. I was at a party where there was a line of IVs of like multivitamins. People were plugging into themselves. Like, they take health and longevity extremely seriously. They're not eating Domino's.
Folks, as we dig into the files, let's break down the code words used throughout. Innocent-sounding food references have a darker significance. For example, pizza means little girl and pasta means little boy. Another word used frequently is goyim, meaning non-Jew. And Epstein and his network often mock how goyims have to do lower-class things like work to make money or wait in lines, and they express a desire to be in goyim-free gatherings. Now, these revelations are breathing life into the once-dismissed Pizzagate conspiracy.
Is it outrageous to say that there are baby sacrifices, satanic rituals being conducted?
It is absolutely outrageous to say, but is it false? I would verge on the side of saying no, it's not false, but it is outrageous to say. It's pretty well documented that there was some sick shit happening.
And you think it should be under investigation whether people were killing children and eating babies?
Yes, but it won't be. Not in my opinion.
You're on the same page as me, bro. I don't think we're ever going to get to that point.
I mean, a lot of Americans are afraid that no one is going to get in trouble. That's what it feels like right now.
No one, let me tell you right now, let me be very straight. No one is going to get in trouble. Nobody is going to go to jail. I promise you, nothing's going to happen. And that in their lies is the problem, which is why we need the Epstein victims to be louder than they've ever been before.
If they've done it so far, how are they going to keep doing it? You want to get billions of dollars and people who ain't going to snitch. Because money is the root of all evil. Shout out grandma. She said it right here. If I heard this and I was one of those people, bruh, I might just pack myself up.
And we need to just shove it in the faces of people in power in the federal government until they do something and until laws are
They're not going to do nothing.
Circle back to what you just said. You said pretty confidently that you think no one will get in trouble. And
I don't
no
think
one
anybody's going to go to trouble.
Why
I
do
don't
you
think anyone's going to jail because I have no confidence in the justice system. We have a two-tiered system of justice in America. We have one for the rich and powerful. We have one for everybody else. Nobody's going to jail.
It's personal for me because I met these survivors. I get survivors texting me saying, giving me names of people who I should be sending to justice, that they should be investigated. If you really believe in this, you should at least call for Howard Lutnick to step down.
Howard Lutnick, our Commerce Secretary, whose sons are facing allegations of profiting big time off the very tariffs their dad helped create, the guy who just got caught lying about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, and the same man who eventually had to admit he didn't just go to Jeffrey Epstein's island, but he brought his kids there? Yeah, this guy might need some further investigation.
How can you have someone like that be our representative for business to the world?
Do you think anyone else will get charged?
Yeah, I think so eventually.
So you're confident that more people will be brought to justice?
I'm not sure it's going to be anytime soon because, I mean, what this feels like to me is still a cover-up. But at some point, this president is gone. There's a new administration. And we should have an administration that's going to provide some needed accountability for all these women. They deserve justice.
By then, it's like, it's too late. To be fair, it's already too late because it's been, didn't you say that happened like early 2000s? Maybe a long time ago before the end? It's 20 years?
Do you think the American people are going to let this slide?
You're gonna put me on camera answering that. I don't want this used in my deposition. I think there is gonna be a point where the American people reach a break. I think it's the very reason the Second Amendment exists, is to fight against a tyrannical government. Am I wrong?
Bro, I know you gotta head out to a vote. I wanna leave you with this. First of all, the American people are rooting for you, cheering for what you're doing. Very big fan of that. We will not rest until justice is brought to somebody.
Thank you for what you're doing
and
exposing this, and thank you
keep
for
fighting the good fight.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I think we need to take action in the ballot box. We need to take action with how we fundraise for people. I'm not giving a single vote to anybody that protects the files. I'm not giving a single vote to anyone that funds Israel. There's just
and this is the fact that we as Americans need to study ourselves.
If a politician does XYZ, we do not support them and they lose a job. And that's the weapon that we have, is
it's the only thing we got.
Our dollars. I think we maybe should consider not paying taxes, but we do have a voice here and we have a role to play, and we
don't
got
listen
to step
to him,
up
bro.
and play it. This is our country.
That shit gonna get you cut.
Depends on it. Folks, 3 quick things before you go. Number 1, to realize that only 2% of the files are out there right now. So imagine how angry you are right now. Imagine when we see the 98% of footage, video, files, emails, documents that are so heinous.
Me personally, I don't want to see it.
Imagine what is really out there. And to think 1999 to 2003 supposedly kept away from us. Wonder if that has anything to do with 9/11. We'll have to see. Number 2, I am happy to join in the movement of not paying taxes.
With that one.
I will withhold my first quarter tax payment of this year, and hopefully this movement has momentum so that we can leverage the change we want within our government. And number 3, we dropped an anti-government t-shirt collection on the site TommyGMcGee.com. Custom.
Let's do some research. What happens if I don't pay my taxes? 9/11 was an inside job. Oh, we know. We know. IRS will charge you an underpayment penalty, typically 0.5. 25. What the heck? This is basically saying that if you don't pay Q1 taxes, they only charge you a certain bit of it, and then you have to pay that bit up. So if you're making OD money, you basically get away with tax fraud. Yo, I hate this shit, bro.
Smart, high quality t-shirts.
I hate our country,
something
bro.
That I think encapsulates how we all feel right now.
What you say, paying Q1 taxes.
Appreciate you guys. See you next week. Peace.
Bro, I watched this.
How we all feel right now.
I watched this on stream. That video was good, bro. I wanted to react to it, but that was like 2 weeks ago now, bro. But anyways, if you made it this far in my video, like, comment, subscribe. Everything I read to was live on the Twitch channel. Like I said earlier, hit one of the links down in the description. Come over to the Twitch. You already watch all of this reactions. Come see it live. But YVG Taz out, man.